Did you know that Arnold Schwarzenegger, the guy who acted as Terminator, was also a California governor? And yeah, while he was governor, he did own a long line of crazy cars, even pushing Hummer firm to create two for him. So what cars does the Terminator own? How expensive are these cars? And lastly, what car did he commission as governor? Ladies and gentlemen, let's find out. The Bugatti Veyron would be the best car to start with in Arnold Schwarzenegger's garage. The Terminator star and former California Governor Schwarzenegger got his Veyron in the mid-2000s, though he later sold it to a Nigerian businessman for $2.5 million and made a cool $1 million profit. Technically, it was a profitable hasta la vista Bugatti. Driving the wheels of the Veyron is an 8-liter quad-turbo W16 that produces 987 horsepower and 922 pound-feet of torque, making it one of the most powerful production cars of its time. Paired with the 7-speed transmission, it could go up to 60 in just 2.5 seconds, hitting a top speed of 252 miles per hour. It's actually interesting that the W16's engineering included 4 turbochargers and an advanced cooling system. It was way too powerful, and of course, super rare. Bugatti made the Veyron with just one thing in mind: speed. Its aerodynamic body featured a horseshoe grille, sweeping curves, and probably one of the most aggressive stances you'd find in a car. Inside, the cabin is dressed in fine leather and polished aluminum accents for fanciness. Schwarzenegger's Veyron reportedly had a custom finish, though the exact color wasn't made public. Tech-wise, the Veyron was way ahead of its time. It featured a high-end sound system, a driver-focused cockpit with a digital display for speed, RPM, and diagnostics, and the steering wheel housed controls for quick adjustments. Bugatti's pride, the Veyron's advanced braking system with massive carbon ceramic discs could bring it to a stop from top speed in under 10 seconds. Connectivity options were limited, but the Veyron made up for it with its driving engagement. When Schwarzenegger bought the Veyron, it cost him around $1.5 million. By the time he sold it though, the car's performance had pushed its price to $2.5 million. Today, well-maintained Veyrons can go for even higher cash at auctions, some being as high as $3 million. Car number 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Continental GT Supersports. This one car has been seen many times on California's Pacific Coast Highway, and of course with its top down. Even the convertible Terminator needs a convertible Bentley. Now the GT Supersports uses a 6-liter twin-turbo W12 that produces 700 horsepower and 750 pound-feet of torque. Enough to make a couple of Lamborghinis feel like shit. Also riding on an 8-speed automatic transmission, it goes up to 60 in just 3.4 seconds, topping at 205 miles per hour. The exterior, with its handcrafted aluminum body, features a bold mesh grille, wild air intakes, and 21-inch alloy wheels. The retractable soft top folds away in seconds, turning it into an open-air Grand Tourer. Inside, the cabin bears hand-stitched leather, polished wood, and brushed aluminum. Tech-wise, the Supersports doesn't disappoint. A 10.2-inch touchscreen runs its infotainment system, complete with Apple CarPlay, navigation, and a 4G Wi-Fi hotspot. The Naim Premium sound system, with its 18 speakers and 2,200 watts, delivers concert-quality audio, ideal for blasting Schwarzenegger's workout. The digital dashboard provides real-time performance data, while advanced adaptive cruise control and night vision do the best with safety. When new, the GT Supersports was just around $328,000, but well-maintained models now trade closer to $250,000 to $300,000. If Schwarzenegger's model ever went on auction, it could be worth over $400,000, especially with the customizations he added. The former governor and action star acquired a Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG in 2011, the same year it hit the market, trading his hardtop SLS AMG Gullwing for the open-top Roadster. Unlike his first car, an Opel Kadett bought for 1,300 Deutsche Marks, this Mercedes cost almost $200,000. Now in the engine area, the SLS AMG Roadster runs on a hand-built 6.2-liter V8, codenamed M159, that gives out 563 horsepower and 469 pound-feet of torque. It goes from 0 to 60 in just 3.8 seconds, with a top speed of 196 miles per hour. Numbers that would make even a Terminator freeze. The 7-speed transmission switches gears very precisely, while the rear-wheel drive setup gives you the best driving experience. The exterior, with its long hood, short rear deck, and muscular haunches is just the fanciest thing you'll ever see. The retractable soft top folds away in just 11 seconds, while the cabin bears hand-stitched Napa leather seats, brushed aluminum accents, and a driver-centric dashboard. The flat-bottomed steering wheel, wrapped in premium leather, offers quite the grip, while the aircraft-style throttle lever adds a bit of drama. Despite being a two-seater, the cockpit is spacious, with deep bolsters to keep you planted during hard cornering. On tech, there is a high-end Bang & Olufsen sound system that pumps out super clear audio. The command infotainment system bears a 7-inch display, navigation, and Bluetooth connectivity. The instrument cluster mixes analog dials with digital readouts, including a race-inspired gear indicator. AMG's performance steering wheel includes shift paddles, while the carbon ceramic brakes, a $10,000 option, provides fade-free stopping power. Custom touches, like Schwarzenegger's preferred seat adjustments and driving modes, make it uniquely his. Purchased new, the SLS AMG Roadster was worth around $200,000. But today, well-maintained models could go a little lower, usually between $150,000 and $180,000. Schwarzenegger's model, likely low mileage and kept in its finest form, could be worth even more. To think about it, going from an Opel to an SLS is actually really sick. Once a proud owner of gas-guzzling Hummers, Schwarzenegger made a dramatic shift to electric vehicles. One of his most striking EVs is the custom Chrysler Electric G500, a Mercedes G-Wagon flipped into a zero-emission beast by the Austrian firm Chrysler Electric. The project cost him over $1 million, one of the craziest sums anyone would spend on customizations alone. Though he tagged it as an eco-friendly alternative, critics pointed out the significant carbon emission from its production. Still, Schwarzenegger didn't ditch it. The Chrysler G500 ditches the traditional combustion engine for twin electric motors, juicing out 482 horsepower and an estimated 700 pound-feet of torque. The absence of a conventional gearbox means it gets instant acceleration, hitting 60 in just 5.6 seconds, respectable for a nearly 6,000-pound SUV. Its top speed is electronically limited to 113 miles per hour, so it does prioritize range over performance. The custom lithium-ion battery pack carries around 186 miles per charge, which is a little less than a Tesla's battery. Visually, the Chrysler G500 still has that G-Wagon's boxy body and military-inspired design, though cues like badging and a lack of exhaust pipes hint at its so-called electricness. Schwarzenegger's model has a black finish, sort of like his jacket from Terminator. Inside, the cabin is a mix of Mercedes' luxury with Chrysler's tech madness. Moresso, premium leather, brushed aluminum accents, and custom stitching maintain the G-Class's exotic outlook. The Chrysler's infotainment system includes Mercedes' command interface, with a high-resolution touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It also uses a premium Burmester surround sound system and the digital dashboard with real-time battery stats and power distribution display. The steering still has its hydraulic assist for a classic feel, while regenerative braking helps with efficiency. Wireless charging, multiple USB-C ports, and a Wi-Fi hotspot are also available for connectivity. Schwarzenegger's Chrysler G500 is actually priced at $1.2 million, though the original Mercedes G500 is just $140,000 a unit. When Tesla launched its first-generation Roadster in 2008, Arnold Schwarzenegger, then governor of California, was eager to support the homegrown startup. He placed an early order, becoming one of the first high-profile owners of the electric sports car. But there was just a tiny problem. His 6 feet 2 inches, muscular frame didn't fit inside the tiny two-seater. Reports from Gawker at the time claimed he tried to return it, but Tesla, still struggling in its early days, convinced him to keep it to avoid bad publicity. Whether out of loyalty or pity, Schwarzenegger held onto the Roadster, though it likely spent more time parked than driven. Anyway, let's talk about it. Using a single electric motor that produces 228 horsepower and 272 pound-feet of torque, the Roadster delivers a 60-mile-per-hour sprint in just 3.9 seconds, a real crazy figure for an EV in 2008. Its top speed was electronically capped at 125 miles per hour, and unlike traditional sports cars, it used a single-speed fixed-gear transmission. The lightweight Lotus Elise-based chassis gave it sharp handling, but its 244-mile EPA-rated range was crazy at the time. The Roadster's exterior borrowed heavily from the Lotus Elise, with a low-slung, aerodynamic design and removable soft top. Schwarzenegger's model was likely finished in signature Tesla colors, like electric blue or radiant red. Inside, the cockpit bears leather-trimmed bucket seats, though cramped for the former bodybuilder, and a driver-focused layout. The lack of rear seats and limited storage made it a little useless for daily activities, but as a weekend toy, it was pretty sharp. For tech, the Roadster was surprisingly advanced. A digital instrument cluster displays battery status, power usage, and regenerative braking data. The infotainment system was basic, but it included Bluetooth connectivity and a premium sound system, likely upgraded for Schwarzenegger. The regenerative braking system maximized range, while the lightweight carbon fiber body improved efficiency many-fold. Unlike Teslas we've got today though, it lacked a touchscreen. Originally priced at $98,950, the Roadster was a real pricey item, though it was probably the cheapest car ex-Governor Arnold owns. Today, well-preserved models can go for over $150,000, thanks to their rarity and historical tag. During his time as California's Governator, Arnold Schwarzenegger made an unexpected pit stop at the 2009 Los Angeles Auto Show, and, well, left with a new car. After a personal tour of Audi's R8 e-tron concept, an all-electric prototype, he placed an order on the spot. Unlike his Tesla Roadster, which never quite fit his frame, the R8 e-tron's supercar design was a little too perfect. Reportedly finished in bold red, it became one of the rarest cars in his garage, a futuristic halo car that previewed Audi's electric dreams. Sadly, this car remained a concept. The R8 e-tron concept packed 4 electric motors, one at each wheel, delivering 313 horsepower and a staggering 830 pound-feet of torque. Unlike traditional EVs, this quad motor setup enabled torque vectoring, allowing the best power distribution for razor-sharp handling. It rocketed from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.9 seconds and topped at 124 miles per hour. Power came from a liquid-cooled lithium-ion battery, offering around 134 miles per charge. Based on the first-gen R8, the e-tron kept the gasoline model's aluminum space frame and carbon fiber body panels, but exchanged its grille for a smoothed-out face. Schwarzenegger's red example likely used the signature LED daytime running lights and a fixed rear wing. Inside, the cabin had diamond-stitched leather seats, a flat-bottom steering wheel, and aluminum accents. The two-seat layout was tight but more accommodating than his Tesla Roadster, with better visibility and shape for his tall frame. Tech-wise, the R8 used a digital instrument cluster that displayed battery stats and performance data, while a central MMI infotainment screen handled navigation and media. Though not as good as modern systems, it included Bluetooth and premium Bang and Olufsen audio. The torque vectoring all-wheel drive system previewed Audi's later Quattro innovations, while the regenerative braking helped lengthen its range. Inside, the cockpit focused on driver engagement with tactile controls and a fighter jet-like seating position. Today, the R8 concept remains one of the biggest what-ifs in automotive history. Had Audi pursued full production, it could have beaten Tesla's Model S to market as the first luxury electric sports car. Instead, it remained a rare prototype, with Schwarzenegger's version possibly being one of the only privately owned examples. While filming Kindergarten Cop in 1990, Arnold Schwarzenegger spotted a convoy of military Humvees running through Oregon. And really, he couldn't take his eyes off them. He badgered the manufacturer, AM General, until they agreed to create a civilian version. In 1992, the first 2 Hummer H1s rolled off the production line, both delivered to Schwarzenegger. Sitting in the engine area is a 6.5-liter turbo diesel V8, producing 215 horsepower and an easy 440 pound-feet of torque. For acceleration, it did 0 to 60 in 17.8 seconds, and with its 4-speed transmission and permanent 4-wheel drive, it could climb 22-inch vertical walls and 30 inches of water. Top speed was maintained at 96 miles per hour, and Schwarzenegger's version likely upgraded its cooling and suspension. Since it was once a military kinda car, the H1's exterior was just too solid. It had aluminum body panels, 16-inch run-flat tires, and a slant-back roof that gave it a command vehicle aesthetic. Schwarzenegger's model, often seen in olive drab or desert tan, looked like it belonged in a war zone. Inside, the cabin was Spartan but rugged, with vinyl seats, rubber flooring, and real good soundproofing. Custom touches, like premium leather upholstery and a more detailed dashboard are provided, softening the military-grade harshness for daily driving. Tech was a little basic in the H1. A central tire inflation system allowed on-the-fly pressure adjustments for off-roading, while a 12,000-pound winch mounted to the front bumper was a hint at its rescue capabilities. Schwarzenegger's model also included an upgraded stereo, perhaps a Pioneer or Alpine system. The dashboard, stripped of frills, had essential gauges and switches, including a security system. Later models added air conditioning and power windows. Originally priced at $39,500, the H1 quickly became a show of power and, well, luxury. Schwarzenegger's early models are definitely easy six figures today. If you liked this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so we can update you on all our upcoming content. Also, comment what celebrity car collection you want us to do next. We'll catch you in the next one.